Hi guys, it's Mr. Sean. Did you know that over half the people that watch this channel aren't subscribed yet? Did you also know that subscribing is the best and easiest way to help this channel? Please help me get to my goal this year of 1,000 subscribers. It's just a little click for you, but it means an awful lot to me. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
A good woman loses weight after pregnancy. Low body count, dresses modestly. Dress size 12 or lower, no fupa. Waist to hip ratio of 0.7. No trauma/unaddressed trauma. Balanced pH levels, nice ruga. Reasonably sized forehead/areolas. Can cook and clean. No stretch marks/open to labiaplasty. Has low iron levels. Can spell coconut with her waist. Not a feminist. Not moody during her blood. Doesn't believe in star signs. Doesn't nag/good communicator. Accepts her body hair. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is I, your host, Mr. Sean, and today we're kicking it with another r/inceltears video. Just so you know, this one will be the last inceltears video for a week or two, as I explore other types of content, as well as give the r/inceltears subreddit time to kind of revamp and restock its content. Now, of course, when we talk about incels, we're talking about people who have decided that because they can't seem to get laid, that they're just gonna complain on the internet and say some truly vile things, all in a feeble attempt to cope. And because somebody is obviously gonna at me in the comments, of course there is nothing wrong with not getting laid, there is nothing wrong with being a virgin. What is wrong is when you decide to take that out on other people. What is wrong is expressing blatant misogyny and blaming women for the fact that you can't get laid, saying that it's just because they aren't attracted to you and that there's nothing you can do about it. Because if you give up, if you do nothing, and if you stop trying, are you even involuntarily celibate? Haven't you become voluntarily celibate? We discussed that in the last episode. I want to know what you think about that in the comments. And it is wrong to say that the world needs to feel sorry for you and can't expect you to contribute to society or be a good person, all because you're not getting any pussy. I've been where you are, and not getting pussy would never have been an excuse for bad behavior on my part. So, with that being said, let's get to the content. Women dating advice. Looks don't matter. It's all about personality. According to women, these men will all have equally successful dating lives as long as they have good personalities. Yeah, literally. I could definitely see, not only, I get what they're going with this. The guys on the bottom, yeah, they'll probably get with a hottie. But the guys up top, they can all easily get a hottie. And the thing is, those aren't even bad-looking dudes. I mean, the first guy, that's a handsome man right there. Also, the second one, a little geeky, but also I would definitely call him a looker. And, well, the third one, I guess he's got kind of a big forehead, and that might be off-putting to some people. Honestly, that is a genuine smile. That guy looks like a guy I would love to have a conversation with, and I bet he would be a joy for any woman to date. So, absolutely, assuming that all of these guys have great personalities, they will have no trouble bagging themselves a nice relationship. And to be fair, the three guys on the bottom, again, this is totally just going off of the kind of smirks they're giving, and I know these were selected purposely, but they kind of look a little douchey. They might actually have a harder time getting and maintaining a relationship than the top three guys. Just saying. Food isn't everything in life, but that doesn't mean you're gonna be okay if you experience too much time without it. Something similar happens to sex. Most women here are massive sex havers, so of course you don't think about sex all the time. Sex isn't something you worry about. It's easier to not be needy about sex when you can satiate your sexual needs all the time. But the fact that you have the audacity to judge men who have a huge scarcity of sex and have big reasons to worry about it, the fact that you judge these men from your position of privilege, judging them for feeling sexual frustration when you would probably feel similar levels of sexual frustration if you had to be in their position, it's ridiculous. I mean, bro, it sucks to be sexually frustrated, but as someone who was also sexually frustrated, I can attest that I could be in a room, even one-on-one with a woman, and be platonic, and just hang out and have a good time, and not constantly talk about my sexual frustration, or not constantly try to hit on her. Sometimes, man, you just gotta go through life and admit that, hey, you know what? I'm not having sex right now. I'd like to be having sex right now, but that's just not in the cards for me at the moment. Maybe someday, but until then, you know, just gotta keep going on. My dad gave me a really good piece of advice that a lot of people say is a little harsh, but I think it applies to a lot of situations. When he gave me the advice, it was about like job hunting and paying bills and stuff. But there's two ways you can go through life, whether you're having sex or not, and it's you can either figure out a way to make it work, or you can lay down in a ditch and die. And if you're not willing to lay down in that ditch, you just gotta keep going. Because the world ain't gonna care if you're sad, the world ain't gonna care if you're getting laid. And that's the funny thing, is incels act like the whole world cares if you're getting laid or not. And the fact is, nobody but you cares. So you just gotta make it through, and hopefully, you know, your situation changes. But it definitely won't if you give up. The type of love you are describing, mostly romantic love, is a conditional love based off a human need and lack. It's a really sinister and biological love, something vile, because when you become the sole distributor of meeting someone's needs, it can get ugly. All is fine and dandy when you meet their needs, but when you stop meeting their needs, ugliness appears. How dare you not meet my needs? Ugh, so gross, lol. But I do think there is a more pure kind of love in the world, like the love you feel for the ocean or around animals, or the love you feel for a family member who is coming home from war. Even the love between friends can be pure. You don't care about their physical appearance. You love them even when they don't meet your needs, and you don't try to change them. Romantic love, however, is the least pure of all loves. It's a needy love that forms from biology impulses, not from genuine compassion and kindness. And I think the fall of marriage and feminism, MGTOW, are side effects of this. The number one problem with romantic love is that emotional needs can be met without another person. But our ancestors didn't know this, and psychology is still really behind with this. So there is no hope for people unless they dig deep within psychology and philosophy on their own. People, if not everyone, will continue to fall into the romantic trap. The pull is too strong because we are too needy, and there is nothing wrong with it. It's just the way things are right now. My dude, my wife has been going through some deep-seated anxiety right now, and we haven't fucked in quite a while, but that doesn't mean I have any less love for her, alright? So, oh no, she's not meeting my sexual needs. Better dump her. No. You can if you love somebody, it goes beyond just wanting to bang them, alright? Romantic love is so deep and so pure. You seem to be confusing love with lust, and while there's nothing wrong with lust either, lust is temporary. Love is lasting. And I honestly hope that one day you get to experience it, because I think it'll just blow your mind, my dude. Oh shit, there's actually more to this one. 2. Know that all relationships are deals. You get something from them in exchange for giving something. If you stop giving, the relationship will end. No relationship is unconditional. They are all deals. Even the mother who loves her murderer, rapist son still loves him because of their genetic bond / the feeling she gets from being a loving mother. With this knowledge, know that the fewer relationships you have in life, the better you are, in that you use people less for your emotional needs. You are less of a user. People tend to mock the recluses, when really there are only virtuous things about being self-reliant. I think the mocking and criticism of recluses comes from jealousy from people who heavily depend on relationships. Okay, how to pick apart that second one. My dude, if I became a murderer / rapist, my mother would not love me anymore, alright? That she would completely disown me, as any decent human being would. 2, yes, relationships are give and take. That is the nature of a relationship. That's not a bad thing. You can't just expect to... You act like being in relationships makes you a user, but that's because you don't know how to give, my dude. All you do is take, which makes you a user. And finally, nobody's making fun of self-reliant recluses, because if you're totally self-reliant, we don't even know you exist. There's nothing to make fun of. No, the recluses that get made fun of are the ones that do nothing to try and foster relationships and then bitch about being lonely on the internet. So, no. God, man, again, I really hope that you experience romantic love one day that is definitely a relationship that you can give as well as take from, because then, boom, it'll just blow your mind. Women would rather be stabbed to death than be with a nice, good guy. It's true, F-slurs. A woman wakes up and hates men that are nice and kind with short, ugly, and have a little dick. She'd rather be gutted alive like a pig than to fuck an ugly man. One time, I seen these comments on YouTube about a video of some bad boy killing some slut, and the comment said, "Oh my god, I'd let him do that to me." And it's no joke, she really would. Crossbones emoji. I'm gonna say either A, that comment didn't really exist, or 2, it was an incel pretending to be a female. Do you really think women don't have enough going on in their lives that they have to just wake up in the morning and hate men who are short, ugly, and have a little dick? Like, I doubt that's the first thing they think about, and I'll be honest, I doubt that's the thing that goes through their head on a daily basis. Sure, every once in a while, I'd be like, wow, who's that short, ugly guy with a little dick who kept creeping on me? Like whenever this guy talks to somebody, but, my dude. And Adolf Hitler said, "Based as fuck. I, too, am a young cell, 18 years old, and found this forum through r/inceltears. It's funny how these musty, crusty femitards want to call out misogyny, but in reality they are just advertising our forum and helping more men learn about the black pill, crying emoji, sneering emoji. For real, we will take over, and inceltears are just our pawns, our presence on mainstream F-slur media. Every single one of my 629 posts, every time an IT forward posts, it will average to at least 5 posts by incels who came to be because of their posts. They really are low IQ. ITF slurs, cry about it. You can't do shit. I mean, my dude, if people find you because of my videos and videos from YouTubers like me and go, wow, these really hateful weirdos seem like a community I want to join. Oh boy. Well, you know what? We're happy to be without them in polite society. That you can have those people, my guys. What we're really hoping, though, is that by pointing out just how insane you are, that people will go, you know what? Maybe we don't join incel.is. 'Tis a silly place. And, come back to the real world and, that's how they're eventually going to be happy and maybe even get laid. But I guess this cope is preferable to rope, so whatever floats your scrot, my dude. Me and my boyfriend. STFU, nope, I don't care what you have to say anymore. Nope, not interested. Normies always do that game, always to shove it in your face. Hey look, my bloodline is winning and not yours sort of thing. Just vermin behavior. It is a sign of cultural rot and decadence. Joke's on you guys, a lot of us these days don't even want kids. I myself have had a vasectomy. My bloodline dies with me, and that's okay. Actually, false. Most females nowadays were never a virgin. When a female loses her virginity, she produces a hormone in her body that opens the vagina wider, as well as the hips. It also enhances breast growth, because so many females are going for bigger men and more men in a short span. They trick their body into thinking they're losing their virginity over and over, releasing more of these hormones. Over time, the levels of these hormones have been so astronomically high that children are being born with it. Obviously for males, it doesn't change anything, but females are literally being born this way. There are females who have never been a virgin, and we have a whole line of degenerate mothers on their cock carousel ride to blame. I don't think any of that was scientifically valid, but far be it from me to argue with a guy who's never even seen a vagina in person. Why do I get that if this argument were to go on, it's why he would start to use it as a way to justify wanting to sleep with 11-year-olds? Why are females so boring? I swear, whenever I talk to a female on Discord, she has nothing of value to say. It's so fucking frustrating. Even back when I used to talk to females IRL, I would generally get nothing of value out of most conversations whenever I am asking them some basic questions about shit. I'm gonna go with maybe you just picked the wrong topic of conversation. Also, honestly, that has nothing to do with the gender of a person, just do you share common interests? I mean, yeah, if I were to talk to a woman that has literally likes none of the same things I do, that conversation would kind of go nowhere. Same with if I talked to a guy that only liked sports. I'm not a sports guy. But again, like I've talked to men and women that I have both had boring conversations and deeply meaningful conversations. I think you just weren't paying attention to what they were saying because you were trying to stare at their baboobas. And I mean, I get it. I too enjoy a nice pair of baboobas with the clavage, but, you know, why can't you have a nice conversation while staring at baboobas? I had a friend who used to be a stripper, and it wasn't because she hit the wall, it's just because she had some medical issues that meant she couldn't physically do it anymore. But the thing is, she would tell us about the fact that a lot of the guys would have very deep conversations while she was grinding on them, because it was kind of like just being a topless therapist, that, you know, most guys just wanted someone to have a conversation with. And so, you know, dude, if you're so obsessed with sex, I recommend going to a strip club, even though I don't like them myself, and get yourself a lap dance in a private room and have a conversation while she's grinding on your crotch. And then next time, try having that conversation with someone while they're not grinding on your crotch. And you know what? Slowly, you can learn to have conversations with women.
Sexually frustrated people with no outlet to relieve themselves will result in increased rape and unwanted pregnancy, especially teen pregnancy.
No one is owed sex. If they can't control themselves, they should be in jail.
You are clearly a female, and sex isn't a need for women as it is for men. Telling someone that they can't have sex with you and also telling them that they aren't allowed to release their built-up sexual frustration in the privacy of their own home on the computer will lead to rape. Yeah, rape is bad, but it will happen in practice when you force people into a bad position.
So you're trying to tell us that unless you're allowed to threaten people on the internet, you're going to go out and commit these acts for real? Dude, if you're that sexually frustrated, just jack off. Better to be a pedo than a granny lover. What kind of heterosexual male can say with a straight face that he's not attracted to this angelic-looking, neonatinous 14-year-old void? Well, that looks to be a circle with a triangle in it, but I don't care what the 14-year-old looks like, it's a 14-year-old. But again, people like you like girls that age for the same reason that you don't like grannies. You can't handle someone who might know what they're doing because you don't. I got friend zoned when I wasn't even pursuing the girl. There's a girl who I work with that recently got promoted. I actually didn't even know that she got promoted, but her and I had talked about her inevitable promotion in passing throughout the past few months. It finally happened, and she IM'd me to let me know that she got promoted. I was genuinely happy for her, so I wished her a congrats and told her that it was well deserved. I've never tried to make a pass at her in the time I've known her. I have a separate one-itis who lives in my head rent-free, but she still felt the need to respond back to my congrats saying, "Thanks, bestie." It kinda made me feel bad, not gonna lie. I just wanted to give her my best wishes, but she still felt the need to add in bestie to set a boundary with me. But I was never trying to break a boundary in the first place. I guess in her mind, even the idea that a subhuman like me would even dare to think that I had a chance with her was so heinous that she felt the need to draw a boundary instantly. I really wasn't trying to make a pass at her. I just wanted to be respectful and honor her new promotion. I don't know. I just feel like a lesser person now. But you've made a genuine work friend connection with someone who called you their bestie, and somehow you feel like that was an insult. They called you their bestie. You're a great platonic friend. You yourself said that you only saw this person as platonic. So why is it so hard to acknowledge the platonicness of your work friendship? What's with this weird mentality of, well, I don't want to fuck you, but I want to believe that I could if I wanted to? You made a connection, and once again, you were your own worst enemy. Chads are their own race, and most black women give extra points to any man who isn't black. They have always conspired secretly with white supremacy. There's a long history of this, so black women are pretty much obsolete to the forward-thinking N-word. Unfortunately, most of them must be left behind. I mean, if you don't like black chicks, you don't like black chicks. Everybody's allowed a preference, my man. You don't have to be so dramatic about it.
I feel so out of place when I go outside. I get mugged everywhere I go. It is almost like a comedy. Today I was forced to go out once again. On the way I saw a cute noodle horse Stacy liked wearing one of those super tight-fitting black mini dresses, drooling Pepe emoji. But I remembered that toilets like her are Chad only, and would never even bother interacting with an incel. It made me ponder about how different our lives are just because of our exterior appearances. There were normies everywhere, and I felt so out of place, like a fish out of water. I didn't belong there. As a subhuman, this is what inceldom does to a person.
You know, I might feel a little worse for you, buddy, if your persona pimp avatar didn't proudly proclaim that you're part of the Women Owe Me Sex Discord. Maybe that's what did that to you. Here we have a guy trying to pay people to be his friend. Let's see how that works out for him. Anyone that's reading this guy is an incel that has threatened to hurt people before. Do not hang out with this guy, especially if you're a woman. This is his YouTube. He is known for constant threats of suicide and manipulation. He has had a YouTube channel taken down for terrorism. Proof link. Also, he won't pay you shit because he only gets $10 a week from his guardian. Just said this and got downvoted. Cannot underline enough that this is going to be dangerous for whomever takes this person up.
What? So this means I can't have friends and be happy? That hardly feels fair. I'm a human being too.
If you threaten to harm other people, then the answer is no. No one is obligated to be your friend. That's earned.
That doesn't seem fair. People are treating me like I'm not a human. I've had several mental issues because of how people treat me. If people are gonna see me as a monster for the rest of my life, how am I supposed to get better? You're just encouraging me to snap and hurt someone or something.
How is me telling you to be a better person encouraging you to harm someone? Everyone has their demons. The difference is how you deal with them. Why put your issues onto other people via snapping and hurting someone?
You said I don't deserve happiness or friends. Why would I want to befriend people who says that to others and call people monster because they're different?
Look, everybody comes into this world equal. Once you begin to threaten to harm people, you then need to get help. If you have gotten help, have demonstrated you are a changed person, then sure, that's different. Going off of your recent YouTube videos, however, you don't seem all that well. I really hope I don't come across as unhinged on these videos. I would suggest some professional intervention until you at least don't have thoughts of hurting others admittedly and get better. Openly saying you're an incel and want to hurt people, then offering to pay people to be around you is weird, dude. You need to work on your mental health and self-esteem with a professional. Most Wednesdays you can drop into Alberta Mental Health and talk to someone with real guidance for free, which you definitely need. You need to like who you are before anyone else will.
But I want friends.
You don't deserve friends when you live in a negative self-hate world. Nobody wants to be around that, hence why you're trying to pay. You need to unlearn bad habits and learn how to treat people properly first. Get actual help, man. It's free, easy, and you'll be much better. Well, I'm not going to say that it's easy. Becoming a better person is always a struggle, but until you put the effort in to do it, you're certainly not going to improve.
I'm an extremely depressed and lonely incel, and I have thoughts of hurting people sometimes. Need support. Male 21. I have autism and bipolar disorder, along with severe depression and anxiety. I have a hard time handling these. I have really bad thoughts. Sometimes I have intense thoughts of hurting myself, and then other times of hurting other people. I'm also an incel YouTuber, but please don't judge me too harshly. I just like having an identity and the attention. I think I need someone to talk to. That might make me feel better.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to be friends with that guy? Love is nature's scam. It's an intrusive obsession that one gets and may even struggle to tame it. So let alone efficiently control it. It can be torturous and tormenting, drive you like a robot and give you a sense of how little agency you actually have over yourself. And all that for what? Because nature is driving us to mate and beget a child. That's the ultimate purpose of this emotion. But it's varnished so to look like a noble thing, when it's the manifestation of the most primitive instinct that lies in every creature. Do we even have a say when it comes to who we fall in love with? It feels like nature is playing us as it pleases in this, and once it matches you with someone, you can do little to resist its choice. No, dude, I know where you're going with this. No, you cannot date the 12-year-old. Hey, look, Persona Pimp's back. For us true cells, women are the ultimate evil. They refuse to acknowledge us as actual human beings, as they don't treat us with even an ounce of basic respect. Instead, they see us as subhumans who are below them. All this just because they were born female. How disgusting of an attitude is that? How are we meant to not completely hate the female gender when they've constantly mistreated us and treated us worse than dogs? JFL, some women would literally prefer getting effed by a dog than being in the same room as an incel. And you'll wonder why we call you weirdos. I've always said that incels obsess over Chad Dick, but the way they've been talking dog pill lately, I think they're obsessed over Fido Dick. I swear, on International Women's Day, I'm going to barge into the nearest sorority house clad in all blue and start swinging at the sorority whores. I'm tired of femoid shit. They always claim that they're oppressed by modern society while rejecting us sub-5 men who aren't 6 foot tall and have millions of dollars. Since I'm an expert at Taekwondo, I can easily solo the entire sorority house, considering that femoids are 1,000 times weaker than the average man. Every time I one-shot a sorority whore, I'm going to touch their unconscious body intimately before moving on to the next one. I might even stream it on Kick, depending on how ecstatic I feel. Okay, my dude, well, I would never actually encourage you to try and do something like that. It would be really funny to see you get absolutely owned the second you try to do anything. One, I don't believe you're an expert in Taekwondo, and two, I think what would happen is you'd get maced and then hit with a frying pan and just down. And as funny as that would be, please don't hurt yourself and please don't traumatize anybody. Just stay home. I often see Foids walking down the street on their phones, texting and shit. Probably texting their followers, their Foid friends, Chad, Tyrone, or someone's fucking dog. Yep, there you're projecting again. This bothers the fuck out of me. Not only because they don't look where they're going, but because they ignore me. I hate being ignored by Foids. Yeah, because you're the center of the universe, aren't you, buddy? A few minutes ago, I walked by this blonde Stacy. She was wearing a black dress, wearing leggings. Her ass looked like a camel's hump. She had sweet birthing hips on her. Walked past her. She didn't look up at me. She was texting on her phone. She also had her wireless earphones plugged in. She completely fucking ignored me. I seriously feel like snatching a Foid's phone, put off her hand and tossing it off the fucking road. She'll definitely look up at me now. Might get a tingly feeling in her pussy too. I'm sorry, dude, how many strangers do you look at when you're walking down the street? Also, if I saw some weird dude with an obvious chip on his shoulder, I'd try to ignore him too. Again, don't ever do what this guy's saying he wants to do, but you know what? Try it and find out. I'm sure it'll end well for you. Oh boy, here we have another ranking system. 17 or 18 equals insanely cooked age of consent. Almost impossible to find any virgins. 15 to 16, still very cooked, but not as bad as the last one. This will be a pain for finding virgin Foids. 13 out of 14, this is what some countries have it as. It allows virgin Foids to be found easier, but it is still too high. 12 equals the age of consent in a few based countries. Mugs all other areas where it is higher. 11 or under equals best age of consent. Makes finding virgins extremely easy and allows based men to have relationships with lollies. Again, how can you type that out and not have your own spine cringe out of your body like a reverse alien chestburster? Some people claim that everything on incel.is is just a joke and they don't mean it and they're just venting, but that is not venting. That is sick. Like, I don't have a way to give this one a punchline and make it funny level of sick. How promiscuity permanently ruins women. Explained using ice cream. Let's say a woman loves ice cream. Her friends and society tell her she's young and healthy, and there is no shame anymore for women eating anything they want, and as much as they want. So she decides to be carefree and have fun trying as much ice cream flavors as she can. By 18, she's tried 15 different flavors. By 25, she's tried 50 different flavors. By 30, she's tried 100 different flavors. At 31, she's told she can now only have one flavor for the rest of her life. She cannot try the previous 100 flavors anymore, nor try any new ones. That leaves her with two choices. She can either stick to just one flavor and be forever frustrated and unhappy that she's missing out on the previous 100 flavors and any new ones, or she can continue trying new flavors of ice cream forever and never truly finding satisfaction and contentment with any single one. Either way, she's screwed the moment she tried a second flavor. Not the third, not the fifth, not the 20th, the second. Alright, let's unpack this one. One, definitely that there at the end you're talking about she was ruined the second she tried a second flavor. Again, incels take this mentality that they want a girl, usually underage, because they've not had any sexual experience, because they know, or at least they don't know, they feel, because this is definitely not necessarily the case, but with their lack of experience, anyone who has more experience than them, they feel they will not be able to satisfy, and probably that person will mock and make fun of them, rather than just being honest and saying I'm inexperienced, and letting the other person kind of go, well, here, I'll help you through it. No, so that's what that one part is. And two, acting like, let's take this metaphor literally. What if this really was just about ice cream? So yeah, let's say you start with vanilla. A lot of people start with vanilla, maybe chocolate. Those are the two go-tos. Then you get a little adventurous. You try some mint chocolate chip, and maybe some butter pecan, cherry cordial, what have you. And well, first of all, I love ice cream. I have not tried 100 flavors of ice cream. I feel like a lot of people probably haven't tried that many different flavors of ice cream. And then, but you find your favorite and you're told, this is the one for me. Well, you're not told that though. You're not told this is the only flavor you can have. You have decided that is the only flavor you can have. And that means you found the one that you want to keep having for the rest of your life. In the case of me, that would be strawberry chip from Grater's Ice Cream, only they don't serve it year round, unfortunately. And for my wife, that would be her s'mores ice cream. Or if we go to Cold Stone, she really loves the sweet cream. Nobody forces you to pick a favorite ice cream flavor. You choose that for yourself. And so if we bring this metaphor back to sex like it was intended to, one, most people have not tried 100 different flavors. And two, when you decide to settle down and have one person for the rest of your life, you've made that decision. So clearly you're acting like people don't know what they want. And I understand that incels won't agree with this, but wouldn't it be much better to have someone who has been experienced, who has experienced things, and has decided that you are the best option for them, versus someone who is with you because they have no frame of reference that something could be better? Anyway, guys, that's going to be the video today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know when this one's coming out, but if we have any active giveaways going on, be sure to enter that if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, I'm Mr. Sean. This is Chimera Miniatures, and I sincerely hope that you all get the help you so desperately need, and that you alpha great day, and an even beta tomorrow. Bye-bye.